What's up, man? I want to talk about something that people are kind of delusional about, in my opinion. It's mostly because people are, they got blinders on due to a certain agenda that they're trying to push. Because people got agendas, man. We all have agendas in some type of way sometimes. But this whole notion that Eddie Hearn is not a good promoter is ludicrous. Eddie Hearn is. Let me tell you the reason why Eddie Hearn is a good promoter. First of all, Eddie Hearn is a shyster. You know what I'm saying? My uncle was a shyster. When I was younger, he would try to get us to do well. He would talk us into doing things and not paying us. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time he had. I'm not saying Eddie Hearn is not paying his fighters. I'm just saying what a shyster does. It's part of manipulation. He had us help him move because he broke up with his girlfriend and he had to move ASAP. That's what he told us, and he didn't pay us. He said he's gonna pay us at the end of the day. So he got us all hyped up. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that you 13, 14 years old, somebody say they're gonna give you like $50 to help them move. You hyped up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no money in your pocket at that age. So at the end of us helping him move, he got what he wanted, which is free labor, and we didn't get paid, and he never paid us to this day. I mean, I remember we approached him 2 weeks later, and he tomorrow, hey, y'all want to fight? Y'all want to fight y'all uncle for the money? Yeah, I would. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, see, that's what Eddie Hearn is, a shyster, man. So what they do, they are master manipulators. That's what a lot of these promoters are, master manipulators. They doing something over here and and making you look at a certain thing that they doing right in front of you, but they really do what they really want to do is over here. But he has and he has successfully ingrained himself in of the American media because of all the videos that people make that hate Eddie Hearn, like what they say, you know what I'm saying, getting attention. As far as when you in entertainment, good attention and bad attention is the same thing. Your name is out there. They're talking about you. They're talking about Eddie Hearn almost every day, especially, you know what I'm saying, in the LDBC. They are talking about Eddie Hearn all the time. So Eddie Hearn is in the conscience of the America media, the American boxing fans' conscious. And if let's just say Joshua beat Wilder. If Joshua beat Wilder, guess what? It's gonna be like the Highlander. They're gonna suck up everything because Eddie Hearn name is out here so much that people gonna be like, oh, this that Eddie Hearn they was talking about. And then if they win that fight, Eddie Hearn has successfully anyway. Eddie Hearn has successfully done what he's supposed to do as a promoter. He went out there and negotiated these fights for Joshua, the right fights for Joshua, to put Joshua in the position that Joshua is in right now. Joshua is in this position because Eddie Hearn, his promoter, went out there and negotiated the fight with Charles Martin, who's with PBC. Charles Martin is with PBC. Charles Martin is under Al Heyman. Eddie Hearn was able to get that fight for that IBF title fight with Anthony Joshua, which and got it to be in Anthony Joshua's home country. So how can you say he's a bad promoter, man? He was able to pull that off, which Joshua knocked him out. And then he was able to get the WBO title. He was able to get that belt. He negotiated that. Al Heyman could have came in and got that fight for Wilder, because money talks, man. Everybody got a price. He could have came in and got that fight for Wilder if, like I said, if he paid, if Eddie Hearn paid, Charles Martin what, 6 million. Al Heyman could have came and said, "I give you 7, I give you 8 million." But he didn't do that. Eddie Hearn got the fight. That's what a promoter does. Promoter puts his fighter in the best fight possible with the most advantages. And the advantage was this fight The fight with Charles Martin was in Joshua's backyard. The fight with I'm gonna get his name with the other heavyweight was in Joshua's backyard. That's what a great promoter does. A great promoter gets you the advantages because boxing is about advantages. It's about who has the advantage. That's why they argue over gloves. That's why they argue over ring sizes. That's why they argue over this minute things, which may be minute things to us, but to them, it's a psychological thing saying that look, I am the man. I dictate. So they put that in the other fighter's mind. So how can you say Eddie Hearn is not a bad promoter? And another thing, Eddie Hearn has successfully made himself the bad guy because Eddie Hearn, no, he don't have to get in the ring and fight. He don't have to take any punches. He don't have to throw any punches. Joshua has to throw all the punches, but he has made himself the bad guy. That's what, and he's always out here in the media talking. The man will give interviews on top of interviews on top of interviews. He's always interviewing for the voice. That voice with Ness. He does 30-minute, 40-minute, hour. I seen 30, 40-minute hour videos of interviews with Eddie Hearn. And he put all the negative attention on him and takes a lot of it off of Joshua. That's what a great promoter does, man. Master manipulator. Yes, they're scum. I'm not saying that Eddie Hearn is. I'm not gonna call the man the devil. You know, I don't know the man like that to be calling the man the devil. I don't know the man character. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he does in his life. All I know is this: he's doing what a lot of promoters do. We don't know what Al Heyman is doing. Al Heyman could be doing some crazy things as far as to fighters. We don't know, but a lot of people get his praise to Al Heyman. Like Al Heyman gets all this praise, but a lot of the fights that are not happening is under Al Heyman watch. But a lot of people not bringing that out. Why haven't Earl Spence fought Danny Garcia? Why haven't he fought Keith Thurman? Why haven't he fought Sean Porter? Why is he not fighting Terrence Crawford? Why Keith Thurman not fighting Earl Spence? You know what I'm saying? Why Keith Thurman not fighting Terrence Crawford? Or why? It's a lot of fights that's not happening, man, under Al Heyman's watch. Why Deontay Wilder and Joshua can't come together? Those guys get in the room and make that fight happen. So, and then Al Heyman doesn't talk. The man doesn't. Y'all giving this man a lot of praise, and this man doesn't do interviews, man. At least Eddie Hearn is putting himself out there to be judged one way or the other. We know where Eddie Hearn is coming from because he expresses it. He expresses where he's coming from. So at least we get his side of the, and it's easy to attack him because he's always out here. That's why it's easy to attack Eddie Hearn. You can't really verbally attack Al Heyman's position on things because he doesn't talk. He doesn't speak. The man doesn't speak. I know he exists because that was that guy that hugged Floyd Mayweather after the Conor McGregor fight when Floyd Mayweather went to the back room. That was Al Heyman. But he doesn't do interviews. He doesn't speak. In my opinion, Eddie Hearn is a great promoter. He's doing what a promoter does. He put Joshua, and I think a lot of people are just mad because they thought Wilder was going to be the person next in line after Floyd Mayweather, which he should have been. He should have been because he started his thing before Joshua. He got his belt, I believe Deontay Wilder got his belt 2 years before Joshua got his belt, or a year and a half, somewhere up in there. So he should have been in front of Joshua. No, Joshua is in front of him. Joshua was able to catch and pass Deontay Wilder in trinkets, which when you're negotiating, those are helpful tools to have. When you trying to collect all the belts and one guy has one and the other guy has three, it's going to be hard for the guy with one to come to the table and negotiate the way he wants to negotiate. When Wilder had a chance to get the IBF, okay, forget about the WBO and the WBA. He had a chance to get the IBF because that was in his backyard. Why didn't Al Heyman, the best promoter in the world that people say he is, or the best promoter, go and negotiate Charles Martin to fight Wilder for that belt? Answer that question. Answer that question. A lot of people don't want to answer that question because it makes Al Hammond don't look too good. It doesn't make him look good when a guy in his stable that's supposed to be the next big thing, which I think Wilder is. He is one of the big fighters today, but he could have been he could have been even bigger if you go get that fight with Charles Martin, and he have 2 belts, and Joshua has 2 belts. Now they on even playing fields almost. But no, that didn't happen. So people can say, man, Eddie Hearn he's the devil, he's this, he's that, he a plantation owner, all this stupid stuff emotional stuff that people saying because of the fact that Joshua has 3 other belts and Wilder has 1. And now Wilder coming off a bad draw. Now, this is the best thing that ever happened to Wilder was this draw because it put a lot of attention on Wilder and Fury and the heavyweight division. It put a lot of attention on them because, like I told y'all, good, bad, and indifferent. When you in the show, when you in entertainment, your name out there is good. Having your name out there is just good. You know what I'm saying? It's just a positive for you to have your name out there. Your name are in people's minds. Your name are on people's mouths, their tongues. They're talking about it. You know, Wilder was able to go on all these networks, ESPN, Undisputed, all these places. He went Fox. He did all these interviews and talked about the controversy over the fight. And that, to me, that was the best thing that happened to him. Inside the ring, that wasn't good, what happened to him. But the results were good. But let me know what y'all think, man. I think Eddie Hearn is a great promoter, period, point blank. The man is a great promoter. You don't have to like him. You don't have, and just a great promoter.